What up, though? All praises go to the Most High, man. It's your boy Trail, man. And today, I feel inspired to talk about having grace for our culture, man. Loving our culture, man. Respecting our culture, man. You know what I mean? Because, I've been on, like, YouTube and, I got a little TikTok and stuff. So I be seeing little stuff every once in a while. And, it's like, I don't see why everybody's so mad at, each other. Like, the people who are a part of our culture, you feel me? Like, the other black people, to say the least, I mean, I understand in a sense, but at the same time, it's like we mad at the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta realize, man, everybody already putting us at the bottom, man. Everybody already don't like us. Everybody already don't want us to succeed. You know what I mean? And we gotta realize that, and we gotta stand by one another. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, everybody know the girl Young Miami, she just came out with a song and it been getting like a whole bunch of backlash, you feel me, from like people who, want to see a change. And it's like, I understand it in a sense, but it's like, we gotta realize, you can't be mad at her. Like, we can't be mad at her, you feel me? We gotta uplift her, you feel me? Cause everybody mad at her cause she like saying like, she don't want her daughter to follow, listen to the music. Her son play sports. Basically, they live a different type of lifestyle than what she's portraying on the music. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she got a label behind her, and she really owe them people money. Like, she gotta produce. She's under a contract with them people, so at the end of the day, she just doing her job, you feel me? It's just like, if you mad at McDonald's because they selling, bad food or whatever the case may be, or you might be mad at a grocery store because the strawberries always bad every time you go in there, you know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at the cashier at McDonald's or the fry cook, the nigga who making it, or the people who, just giving it out, because they just the workers. You gotta be mad at the corporation that's putting that shit everywhere. You gotta be mad at the people who placing this shit in your community. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you really wanted to change, if we really want to seek change, man, you can't be mad at Young Miami because she just doing her job at the end of the day. You got to be mad at the motherfucking label. You feel me? Who's pushing this type of music on your kids. You feel me? You got to be mad at the school. You feel me? Be mad at the kids' school. When they going to school dances, they playing this shit. Be mad at the radio. You feel me? Be mad at the owner of the radio, not the DJs. You feel me? Because these is the people who pushing this shit on us. You feel me? Can't be mad at that girl. And to her defense, hella niggas done came out with songs about tricking. You feel me? Like, hella niggas. Babyface Ray had a song just like that called Spend It. You feel me? Like, another nigga had another song about spending money on women all the time. All rappers rap about that shit. You feel me? So, how we just gonna be, trying to burn her at the stake, you feel me, just because she got a song and it's doing good, you feel me? Like, you gotta understand, you are in control of your environment. You can in control of what your kids hearing, you feel me? And most of the time, they listening to, what you playing as well. So, you need to change your music, you feel me, if you don't want that shit, you feel me, flat out. And, she just rapping about her life, you feel me? She is a city girl, you feel me? That's how she came up. So that's what she know to talk about, you feel me? So it's like, we just gotta stop attacking one another so much, you feel me? And coming together, you feel me? Coming together, you feel me? I ain't saying you gotta, applaud her music, but you don't gotta, mess with her character, you feel me? You don't gotta like just try and down her so much, you know what I'm saying? Or any artist for that, you know, for that case, you know, for that matter, because they just doing their jobs at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And what we gotta realize is anything that black people do, you know, black Americans, you know what I mean? Anything that we do, they always try to make it illegal. They always try and stop us from shining, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't nothing new. When rap first came out, you know what I mean? When NWA specifically and all them people, Public Enemy, was coming out, dropping their music in the 80s and stuff, they was literally boycotting these niggas shit just for freedom of speech, you feel me? But when them rock bands was on stage biting bats' heads off and doing all these crazy rituals or whatever you want to call it, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if it's entertainment. I don't know if it's rituals. I don't know what it is, you feel me? But, like, they was mad at each other, but they wasn't doing it how we do each other, you feel me? Like, they was doing it in a different type of way, you feel me? And they was still promoting that shit. They ain't never trying and ban these niggas' music or, you know what I mean, fuck up their livelihood and all this other stuff, man. And we gotta stick together, man, because they don't want us to win, flat out. They don't want us to win. Anything we do is automatically demonized. You know what I'm saying? Anything we do, and I'm not saying we do the most positive shit, you feel me? I definitely feel like our culture need to be rebranded as well, you feel me? I definitely feel like, you know, rappers need to, you know, try and uplift the people more, you know what I mean? And not be so materialistic and all, you know, and all that type of stuff, or so, you know, so much hatred in their music in a sense, you know what I mean? But in the same token, it's not their fault, you feel me? Most of these niggas with big ass labels, they signed to damn near slave masters. Look at the name of the record labels. They tell you Atlantic Records. What that remind you of? The transatlantic slave trade. You feel me? Columbia Records. Washington, D.C. Like, District of Columbia. Like, this shit is all slavery. They telling you. You feel me? These artists ain't got no say for real. These niggas ain't got no pull. You feel me? That's just like if you beef with somebody in the streets or if they go into war. If we go into war with a country, guess what they go do? They go try and kill Osama bin Laden or the president of that country. They going to war, so yeah, it's going to be a couple casualties, but they going at the head. They going at the brains of the operation, you feel me? And that's what we got to realize, you feel me? Like, these is just pawns, you feel me? And what's even more sadder, they our own people, you feel me? So it's like, you know, we gotta just do more encouraging one another, you know what I mean? Because all the negativity, if people just came at her another type of way, or if people came at each other, all of us, another type of way, you know what I mean? A person would give it a second thought, like, okay, let me do this, let me change, you know, or if everybody just, you know, collectively not talk down on her in public, but in private, stop listening to that shit, you feel me? Like, if you really feel like that, when you by yourself, don't let your kids play that shit. If you go to your kid's school and it's a football game and they playing that shit at the halftime or whatever the case may be, like, tell the principal, hell no, we don't want our kids listening to this shit, you feel me? But, you know, we just try and do so much shit in public, and it's like, man, we gotta learn from these other people, man, you feel me? Because, you know, the revolution will not be televised, man. If you really want some shit to change, you gotta orchestrate a plan first, and you gotta do it behind closed doors, because we know from all our other leaders, they gonna kill you, you feel me? Like, once they see you getting too much power, too much influence, you feel me? They coming at your head, so we gotta really be understanding all that. Why you think they got all these secret societies? You know what I mean? Why you think it's so much secrecy with, you know, fraternities and you know, the Illuminati or whatever the case may be, or you know, the Sons of the Rosicrucian order, you know what I mean? All these different Freemasons, them niggas is quiet, loose lips sink ships, man. You gotta know that. If you really trying to change some shit, you gotta do it in quiet. You gotta exercise. You gotta get stronger. You gotta strengthen your mind in silence. You know what I mean? You gotta strengthen your finances in silence. You know, you gotta get the order in silence. You know, then you gotta try and make the change, man. But just coming at this woman, you know what I mean? You know, we gotta support our women, man. Support our young black women. You feel me? That's why the lack of support is how all this shit come about anyway. You feel me? Because niggas ain't even supporting these women for real. So they going for what they know. They need some money to support them. You feel me? Flat out. Love y'all, man. Good thoughts, good vibes in a minute.